Welcome to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, presented by Alloy Personal Training Rochester. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, we are broadcasting live from the beautiful Blue Hat Coffee and Gallery in downtown Farmington. It is a pop-up today, but of course they will be open officially next week. So I am wearing blue in honor of the Blue Hat Coffee Gallery, but also in honor of those Detroit Lions who are 8-2, and that is the first time since 1962. So go Lions, that's exciting. But we do want to give a special thank you to the businesses who are allowing us to stream on their Facebook pages. That's how you're watching, of course. Our presenting sponsor, Alloy Personal Training Rochester, Artisan Bath and Skincare. Of course, my own Facebook page, you can find that at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Also, Dolcetto Cheese and Specialty Goods. Also, my Michigan TV. Like to thank their team, of course. Dave Scott, Rich are here. Jared is back in the control room, so thank you so much for that. And, of course, another one of our sponsors, Time Warp Vintage LLC and Visiting Angels. They are also allowing us to stream on their Facebook page. So, again, thank you to all of you for allowing us to be on your Facebook page. And, of course, if you want to stay up to date with all the caffeine and all the conversations, you want to give us a follow on Facebook at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Brooke Allen Official. And this is exciting. It just happened over the weekend. You can find us on Apple and Spotify. Of course, please leave a review, and you can check out our website, leave a comment there, of course. And that website is caffeinatedconversationswithbrookeallen.com. Okay, so you really want to grab your cup of coffee because it is the week of Thanksgiving, and we have a lot to talk about. We will be highlighting the dangers of drinking and driving ahead of the biggest bar night of the year, of course, which is Wednesday. And then, of course, we'll be highlighting Small Business Saturday. And if you're looking for a job this holiday season, we have some resources for you. And it is the premiere of our Halfway to 100 segment. I'm super excited about this, which today focuses on taking care of the elderly loved ones in our life, and especially getting them through the holiday season. You will see a question in front of you, of course, if you're here live in the audience. We invite you to answer and share those responses. We will be sharing those responses during the segment. Or if you even have a different question you want to ask our senior advocate, please write that down and we'll be sure to get it to you. But first, I always love this part. It is time for Coffee of the Day. Philip Jewell, you are the co-founder of Blue Hat Coffee and Gallery. Thank you so much, of course, for letting us be here with you. And today, actually, we're not talking about coffee so much as we're talking about the amazing pie you're holding in your hand. Tell me what that is.
Right. This is a pumpkin eggnog praline pie. So it's basically a pumpkin pie with pecans, sugar, and eggnog. Okay. And it is amazing.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I actually tried it before we went on the air, and it is super yummy. And the most important thing to me, of course, is there is no chocolate in it because I'm allergic to chocolate, and it's very rare to find something without chocolate. So it is delicious. Of course, you will start selling those when you officially open next week.
Yeah, on the 27th. So. Okay. Yes, we'll be baking this weekend to make sure we have some.
Okay, and people can actually come in, buy the whole pie or buy the slice, right?
Right, they can buy by the slice or have the whole pie. The whole pie is $28, and the slice is whatever the slice price is. I'd have to look at point of sale.
That's okay. That's okay. Also, on top of pie, you have lemon cake. You've got amazing cinnamon rolls. Right. What else?
Well, we have cinnamon rolls. We also take the cinnamon rolls and make sticky buns with pecans and honey. We have scones, we have muffins, we have a New York cheesecake that is excellent, and we make all of our desserts and breads from scratch. So we make our own croissants, so if we have a sandwich with a croissant, we've made the croissant.
Well, all of your stuff here is amazing. And of course, let's not forget the coffee, right? I am drinking a chai latte today, and it is delicious. And of course, you've got all the different varieties of milk and Americanos, cappuccinos. So anything people need or want, they can find it right here at Blue Hat Coffee Gallery starting next week. What time do you open on Monday?
We open at 6:30 in the morning on Monday, and we're here till 2. And we'll have a first shift for the foreseeable future, and then we'll add shifts as we go.
Okay, thank you so much. And again, Philip, thank you for allowing us to invade your space on Monday mornings. And of course, we'll be here next Monday as well. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you for being here.
Can I have another piece of that pie?
Yeah, you may.
So just ahead of Thanksgiving, it is the biggest bar night of the year. And we will be talking with an advocate from Mothers Against Drunk Driving. He is also a personal friend of mine, Jason. He has his story to tell, and I also have a story to tell when it comes to a drunk driving crash as well. So just a heads up, this could get a little emotional, so we do just want to let you be prepared. If you have suffered a recent loss, we want to We want you to know that we know how that is, and we just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Well, thank you again. We are broadcasting live from Blue Hat Coffee Gallery in Farmington, and we will be right back after this.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. On your TV, on your phone, on the web. All Michigan streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Brooke Allen, your host of Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. I am so excited. I am at Alloy Fitness in Rochester. They are our presenting sponsor, and we are here getting it done. And I'm with Trent. Trent, what's your title here?
Director of Training and co-owner. So
okay, so this thank you. This facility is so awesome. Tell me what's so different about Alloy Fitness.
Yeah, so we do personal training, anywhere from 3 to 6 people in a session. So custom programs, really we just focus in on what the client needs, but we do full body strength training.
And I mean, this is ideal for people with hip injuries, or I mean, you just want more flexibility in their life.
Yeah, anywhere from double hip replacement to XD1 athlete.
And how long are sessions?
About 45 to 50 minutes.
Okay. How's my form, man? How's my form? That's why I'm here, man. Welcome back to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are so proud of Alloy Personal Training Rochester. Of course, as you just saw that video there, I was working out hard, man. But Trent is the director of training and will design the best training plan that fits perfectly with your personal goal, whether it's to get stronger, get more flexible, or of course to lose weight. And at Alloy Personal Training Rochester, they will not only help you achieve your fitness goals, but even help out your middle schooler or your high schooler students. So that is really, it could be a family event. The Alloy Rochester Club, located in the City Life Plaza on the southeast corner of Tinkin and Rochester Road. And you can find all of the information you need at alloypersonaltraining.com. And of course, you want to type in Rochester, Michigan. Well, of course, this is Thanksgiving week, and Thanksgiving is the biggest bar night of the year. And too many lives are cut short when people get behind the wheel after they've been drinking. It is a deeply personal topic for me and for our next guest, who is Jason Waldron. Of course, you're a good friend, also a drunk driving crash victim, and you are on the MADD Michigan Advisory Board chair. I guess we should start out by saying this statistic just changed, actually.
It did, yes.
Because we, for years, have been saying 1 in 3 people will be affected some way by a drunk driver. That statistic has just been updated, and it is now 2 out of 3 people who will be affected by a drunk driving crash, whether it is somebody they know, whether it is them themselves, whether it's a law enforcement official. We know those stories well.
Yes, we do.
Jason, of course, you have a very personal story.
I do.
And we are coming up on the 43rd anniversary.
Yes,
of the
in 10
crash.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so kind of tell me.
So, my father, in 1980, I lost my father, my stepmother, and both my brothers to a drunk driver. MADD was formed in 1980, and my family was used as a rallying cry to help get it established in Congress. But yes, that night, it took my 4-year-old brother Shane, my 12-year-old brother Adrian, my father Dean, and my stepmother Sherry, and I was 10 years old, and I ended up in the hospital for several months.
So you were in the car.
I was.
And to suffer that personal, such an overwhelming loss.
Yeah, and you just don't know. I mean, especially at 10 years old, it was a whirlwind. It was hard.
So it's taken you a long time to talk about this.
Yes, I didn't start working with MADD 4 years ago, I believe. It took me almost 40 years to be able to stand up in front of people and tell my story, and without breaking down. Because, you know, time doesn't heal. It teaches you how to live with the holes in your heart.
Right. It changes. You know, that's what I've always said. Grief kind of ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Right. And you just don't know when it's going to hit you, whether it's a smell, a song,
Yep.
A favorite food, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So you and I often actually speak together.
Yes, we do.
Because my story, just a little bit of it, is that my previous husband, George, was killed by a drunk driver in 2004 when we lived in California. And right now you're seeing a picture of George and Natalie. And I have to tell you that I don't often look at this picture. In fact, my mom just sent it to me a couple weeks ago. And it's funny how you don't look at something for years and years because of the memory. And now I find myself looking at it all the time, right?
Right.
And I mean, we've seen pictures of your family,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Matter of fact, I was just doing a victim impact panel where I speak to first and second offenders, and I was telling the story of my 4-year-old brother, who the last vision I had of him was lying in the coffin, and I actually broke down, and that was the first time I've done that in I want to say maybe 10 or 15 years, because even no matter how strong you think you are, it still cuts like a knife.
Yes. So what is your advice? Of course, Wednesday is the biggest bar night of the year. People are going to do it, right?
Yes, they are.
People are going to get behind the wheel after they've been drinking, and it seems like we keep speaking about it, and it's like a broken record. But if we just save one life, it's worth it.
It is, absolutely. My advice would be to just plan your night. You need to plan your night. You plan what you wear, you plan where you're going, plan how you're getting home. Because if you're going to go out and have fun, which we want you to, we just want you to make the right decisions and make sure that, you know, you get home safely.
And I guess, you know, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, they have been an integral part of my life, of yours,
Yep.
right? And so talk a little bit, because you've gotten, you started only, what, 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
4 years ago, but you've gotten so involved. So tell me about some of the services that people may not know they offer.
Well, they have several different types of services. We have victims advocate services, where we have people who, we wait 2 weeks until after, because we do not want to approach somebody who's lost somebody or had somebody injured. And we wait 2 weeks, and then we contact them to see for support and different victim advocate groups that they can attend and help them get through it. We have the children's program, where we work with different children and talk to them about the horrors of drinking and driving, so that when they grow up, they have a strong belief that they need to have a designated driver or somebody who can, you know, come and get them or go with them and bring them home safely. Because we're all told, you know, call me if you ever need it. Let's do it. Let's call them.
Exactly.
You know.
One thing that MADD did for me personally and my daughter was that they were in court with us.
Yes,
and,
they do.
You know, that having been in the media and everything, you think you know everything. You've got these amazing contacts, right?
Yes.
But navigating the court system, super tough.
And having a MADD advocate with you, a victim's advocate with you, will help you get through that court system by explaining the different processes and the different rulings and stuff to you, so that you better understand, because you can be overcome with grief during those times.
And yeah, and sometimes they're just sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Right? They just sit next to you. I know in California it was Vicky for me.
Oh.
Right? And she, you know, she sat next to me. She actually had to read my daughter's victim impact statement, because I was on the air in LA that day.
Oh.
And so after seeing through the court, right? The court and the sentence, you know, all of that, I missed the sentencing, but she did read Natalie's victim impact statement on my behalf and on Natalie's, and that, you know, that was a comfort to me.
Good. I'm glad, because we need to have that comfort, especially when you are going through such a loss and a tragedy, even if it's not a death, if it's an injury or any type of crash whatsoever. You know, you need to have that support there.
And I think, too, one thing, we talked about at M1 last week when we were together, right? And the ripple effect. People don't understand that.
Yeah, I like to refer to it as the domino effect, because when a drunk driving crash happens, whether it's an injury or a death, that domino effect spreads all ways, and it never stops. It never stops until those affected by the death or the injury, until they close their eyes, that domino effect continues to roll, and it affects everyone around you.
Yeah, and you know, our crash happened in California, but of course it affected my family here in Michigan. It affected my mom. It affected, you know, so many people, and it's just amazing to realize the effect.
Yeah, we live in a society, I feel, that where we don't believe things will happen to us until they do, and we need to push past that thought, because, you know, anything can happen to any of us anytime, and, you know, in the blink of an eye, you can lose everything, like I did, like you did, like your daughter did. Like, I mean, it's just, it's sad. It doesn't need, they're 100% preventable, and we need to make sure they're prevented.
Okay, so you have an 800 line, MADD
We
does,
do.
right? So we need to get that out there, because people may not know the resources that are available.
Yes, absolutely. There's MADD National and MADD Michigan, and you can call the 1-877-MADD-HELP, which is 1-877-623-3435. You can also go online at www.maddmichigan.org. org.org, and there will be information that you can use and get a hold of any of the victim advocates. You know, and as a MADD representative, we do speak at victim impact panels, where we send victims like myself and people to speak to people who have first and second offenses, so that way we can educate them as well. And we have those all over all over Michigan, and we're opening a new one in Royal Oak, which we're excited about in January. So, you know, we're trying to hit both sides. We're trying to make sure that the victims are taken care of and that the offenders are educated so they make better decisions.
And of course, we're in the holiday season, and that means we are seeing those red ribbons. They're on police cars all over, right?
Yes, I should have brought one over here to show you, but I left them sitting over there. Yeah.
Right.
So I will pass them out.
Okay, excellent. And the Tie Went On for Safety campaign is now being
Yes,
renamed.
the Tie Went On for Safety campaign that we were at the M1 for just a few days ago is now to get you there, because we want to make sure that you get home to your family and that those around you get home to their family, because that act doesn't just affect you, it affects all of those around you.
Exactly. All right, Jason, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you sharing your story.
Yes, and
I know it's a tough one.
Yeah.
But you know what? We keep going.
Thank you. I appreciate you spotlighting this, because we need to speak as one voice.
Of course. Again, that is Jason Waldron, a good friend of mine, also an advocate for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Coming up, we are, of course, celebrating Small Business Saturday here on Caffeinated Conversations. We will be talking with two local women about the joys, also the struggles of being a small business owner. One is actually a brick and mortar store right here in Farmington. The other is online. We thought we should switch it up a little bit. And they will tell you all about what your support means to them, not just on Small Business Saturday, but also all year long. Of course, we are broadcasting live from the Blue Hat Coffee Gallery here in Farmington. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
A fresh dash of fall really spices things up, elevating every moment amid the crimson, orange, and gold. Feel that rush of color, stopping only to savor every nuance and every note. Then kick it up a notch as the aromas of autumn fuel your inner fire. Add some spice to the season and let fresh bring the flavor in pure Michigan.
Keep it fresh at Michigan.org.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. On your TV, on your phone, on the web. All Michigan streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Welcome back to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are coming up on Small Business Saturday, and this is actually our Great Lakes Made segment where we are highlighting not one, but two independently women-owned businesses ahead of Small Business Saturday this weekend. And here at Caffeinated Conversations, of course, one of our missions is to support small businesses. And right now, Lindsay Kennedy is the owner of Dolcetto Cheese and Specialty Goods in downtown Farmington. It's a brick and mortar store. And Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us. I know it was kind of a last minute thing. We're like, hey, come and join us. And here you are. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here and get to know you.
So Dolcetto, tell me where it is. We're in downtown Farmington. You're pretty close.
Yes, we're actually a block away. So if you know where Dearborn Music and TJ Maxx is, we're halfway between the two.
Okay, so tell me everything you have in your store.
Oh my gosh, how many hours do we have?
I know, I heard it's amazing.
Yes, so I am addicted to food. So we are predominantly a cheese shop. We have over 150 different cheeses. And then my background's in wine. So we have a ton of different wines. All of our wine selections are gonna be pretty unique. If they're gonna be domestic, they're gonna have really great stories. They're taking care of their workers, or they're women-owned. They're giving back to the community in some way. And then we have everything you could ever imagine putting with cheese, whether it be a candle to make the evening more romantic or baguette. We really, gosh, I have.
So it sounds like it's kind of an experience that you can put together there.
Yes, exactly. A lot of our focus is don't just eat that piece of cheese. Put that cheese with a bottle of wine, or put it with a jam, or we have a paella kit, like just anything that you can do to make it more of an experience versus that's a boring snack.
So I'm guessing I can't find Velveeta in your shop.
You cannot, but my family sent me an old childhood recipe this week that called for Velveeta. I'm like, well, this is not gonna do. And so I used some of our cheese, and boy, it really made it phenomenal.
Really?
So, yes.
Okay, so of course, Small Business Saturday, are you running any specials?
Yes, we are gonna be doing 10% off anything in the shop. Just to help make things a little easier for our guests for the holiday season.
So can you kind of tell me how tough it is to run a business right now?
It's very difficult. Everybody says staffing is challenging. It's true. It is hard to find people that are passionate and available. And just finding everything to go together at the same time. Everything in life is about balance. And being a business owner, you add a lot of new things to constantly balance.
How long have you owned Dolcetto?
For just over a year.
Oh, okay, so pretty new.
Yes. Prior to it being Dolcetto, it was called the Cheese Lady of Farmington. And I owned it as the Cheese Lady of Farmington for a little while, and then we went independent.
Okay. And if there was one thing you wanted somebody to know about your place of business, what would it be?
Oh, goodness. Our staff loves helping out. While a lot of our guests get intimidated their first time in, we are there to help you through finding the exact perfect items for you. And it's never about what we want to sell you, it's about what's the right experience for you at home.
Okay, so what are your hours?
So we are open Monday through Friday, 11 to 6. Saturday, we are currently open 9:30 to 4. That'll be changing in December. Nobody in Michigan's getting up at 9:30 on a Saturday.
You don't think?
No, they're not. We're sitting there staring at the walls for a good half hour, but we want to wait till the final holiday market before we change our winter hours.
Okay.
And then we're open Sunday 12 to 5.
Okay, and then online as well? Can people find you or your selection online, or?
We have all of our cheeses listed, and limited items are available, like our charcuterie holiday feature is online, and we'll have a few gift items online, but mostly it's come in, put things in your mouth. You can sample all of our cheeses, so we like to push food.
Okay, one last question. What is your favorite cheese?
Oh gosh. My favorite cheese right now is OG Crystal. It's a Belgian Gouda that's aged for 22 months, and it actually went to the International Space Station.
Really?
Yes, which I loved it before I knew that. But it's just a phenomenal, crunchy, creamy Gouda that just, I had it in California and I fantasized about it for 3 months and took 6 months to actually get it in the shop.
So now it's there.
It is,
All
and
right.
I will have it always, I think.
Fingers crossed, right?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And again, we have been speaking to Lindsay Kennedy, owner of Dolcetto Cheese and Specialty Goods in downtown Farmington. You definitely want to go and check it out. I know that they are open today. Of course, Small Business Saturday is coming up, so we want to support all of our local small businesses, whether it be cheese or otherwise. And now joining me is Jasmine Bucholtz. Jasmine,
Hi.
you are the owner of 586 Organics. Did I
Yes.
say that online?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect.
All right, so this is online only.
Yes, it is, for
Okay.
right now.
Okay, so right now, online only. Tell me about your products.
So basically what 586 Organics is we offer all organic and GMO-free body care for literally anybody who has skin. So we mostly are dedicated for people who have eczema, psoriasis, diabetic skin, or just all-around sensitive skin. So we don't include anything like parabens, sulfates, artificial dyes, or chemicals.
So why did you come up with this?
So I've been a vegetarian for about roughly 15 years, and I have just always wanted vegan and cruelty-free options, but it was always so hard to find honest and truthful vegan options. So I just figured to myself, why not? Why not do it myself?
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, so you're 24, you have this online business. How long has it been going?
So I actually quit my job about 5 years ago, and my boyfriend works very hard, so I'm able to work full-time on just 586 Organics. So yeah, 586 has been around for about 5 years, but I've had my website for about a full year now.
Okay, so how is it going?
Honestly, it's great. I love having it. It's my favorite thing to do. I look forward to doing it every day, even the long hours that are included.
Okay, so one of your struggles has been what?
Honestly, trying to make myself differentiate from all of the other very trendy skincare businesses that are coming out right now, because organic is a very easy label to just put on your label and your product and just say that it's organic, but how many products and ingredients are truly 100% organic?
I don't know.
Exactly. So, and I'm here
I'm
to
not sure.
and I'm here to pretty much like just tell all of my customers and to just give a 100% guarantee that we offer all organic and GMO-free options, just in case if that is like your preferred lifestyle.
Okay, so Small Business Saturday coming up. Of course, it looks a little bit different because you're online only.
Yes.
So tell me what customers need to know.
So we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different this year, and I'm going to be offering, if you place an online order and it involves shipping, I'm going to be selecting random orders to refund your shipping. So essentially, if you place an order, you might actually get your money back if you place a shipping order.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm doing it, man. I'm going to hope to be one of the lucky few. All right, give me the website.
It is going to be 586organics.com, and again, that is just www.586organics.com.
Okay, again, we've been speaking to Jasmine Bucholtz, and Jasmine, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I've got some of your products. I can't wait to try them.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
You are welcome. So a chance to find a job this holiday season without even leaving your house. We love that idea, don't we? We will explain when we come back. Of course, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, live from Blue Hat Coffee and Gallery.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. On your TV, on your phone, on the web. All Michigan streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Brooke Allen here. I am at one of my favorite places, Time Warp Vintage, and I'm with the owner, one of the owners, Jason. And Jason is a proud sponsor of our show, so I'm grateful for that. But tell me about this store. It's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we are here in St. Clair Shores, Time Warp Vintage. We are just off 13 Mile Road, just north of 13 Mile Road on Harper in St. Clair Shores. So if you haven't been down here, come on down. We've been here 13 years.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so much stuff. In fact, tell me what I'm wearing, not like a fashion
Michigan
show.
Bell After Hours Bureau Owl. It's when they had the overnight calls, which is from the 70s, so it's pretty cool, in the satin jacket.
Of course,
windbreaker.
right? And these are coming back.
Oh, much. A lot, yes.
Right? So.
Yeah, they're extremely popular. We get a bunch of kids in looking for the old windbreakers, the old satin windbreakers, stuff like that.
And you've got so many cool things. I mean, there's coffee cups, which of course I love profusely. Beautiful dishes, coffee pot. I mean, you've got pretty much everything. But this store is not just about repurposing.
No, it's about recycling this stuff.
Right.
It's about finding homes for things rather than throwing them in the trash or in the ocean or wherever else. Mm-hmm. We look at a lot of the product that we carry as we are only caretakers of them because they will all outlast us. So we got to take care of them for the next generation.
And it's interesting, you said you have kids, young kids come in
looking
looking for stuff. Right? So it all comes around, right? We see all the different fashions circle back eventually. And you can find a lot of them right here, right?
Oh, absolutely. And if you were born and raised in Detroit or just visited here a lot and love it, we're in our Detroit section right now, as you can see, the 313. So we have stuff here coming, stuff here from all the way back when Hudson's was popular in the 50s. Right. Stuff like that.
Welcome back to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Of course, you just saw me visiting Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores. And as we've been talking about, of course, this Saturday is Small Business Saturday. And our sponsor, Time Warp in St. Clair Shores, will be holding their fantastic Pick Your Percentage sale, which means you could get anywhere from 20 to 40% off. They'll even, this is exciting, be handing out some surprise $10 gift cards. So, take a stroll. They are open 10 to 7 on Saturday. And you can even make it a family adventure. Take mom or dad, even your grandparents. And I just want to say, Jason has taught me to really appreciate things from your family members who are maybe not with you anymore. And this headband I'm wearing today is actually my grandmother's. So when I think about things, Jason has brought that to mind to kind of repurpose and to make use out of it, and also to kind of remember them by honoring them by something that you might be wearing. So you want to take mom or dad, even your grandparents, find the perfect gift as you stroll the aisles of their memory lane. And again, that is at Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores. Well, this is exciting for me because Jason Charnas is the Director of Business and Career Services at Gesher. And funny story with Jason. We have talked many times over the phone.
Many times,
right? I mean, maybe even once a month, right?
It's in the best of ways, yes.
Yes. So what's so interesting is we've never met face to face, so I wasn't sure you were here. And I was like, I think we're missing Jason Charnas, and then I realized I don't know what Jason looks like. So it's fine. It's so nice to meet you in person.
It's wonderful to meet you in person, and I was here. I can assure you.
Well, thank you so much. And of course, Gesher does so much in the community, all these different services they offer. And what is going on November 29th?
Sure. So November 29th, we have a workshop in our office helping people to understand and be able to perform an online job search. And then part 2 of that workshop is how do you fill out an online application? It's something that is so intimidating to people that don't have really good or comfortable internet and computer skills. And so it's really an interactive workshop sitting in front of a laptop, following along, understanding how to use Indeed, how to use Google to look for a job, how to set notifications about job openings, and then how do you fill out an application online? How do you upload a resume? How do you make sure you have the right looking resume?
It's impossible sometimes.
And if you don't have good computer skills, or maybe you haven't looked for a job in the last 5 or 10 years, it's something you don't have any experience with. And we've got a great team that are there to help and walk everybody through that workshop.
And looking for a job is almost a full-time job.
Looking for a job can be really challenging, really intimidating, and can feel really defeating if you apply for jobs and don't hear back, which is something that is unfortunately pretty normal. Or you apply for a job and you interview and you don't hear back. Our team is able to support individuals looking for employment like that. Free services, we should mention that up front. Our services are free. We're not looking to do anything other than to support people with and along the job search.
So this is happening November 29th.
Yes.
And tell me what people need to know.
People need to know, come to our office. The workshop will start at 1 o'clock. No registration needed. Our office is in Southfield. We're on Southfield Road, between 12 and 13 Mile Road. And there's nothing else to do but show up. If you want to call, if you have questions, you can. But again, truly show up. And we have space for as many that are interested in coming and following along and learning. And then perhaps pursuing other services that we have that are free and can support people beyond a one-time workshop.
You know, and that's what's so interesting about Gesher is because you guys, you really do. You do so much there. That's why I was talking to you all the time, right? Because every month it was like another press release, and I was like, okay, let's do this, because, you know, it's important that the community know that there are resources out there.
Yeah, and one of the new resources that we have is I have a team of certified professional resume writers. So they are trained in helping people write a resume, and a resume that encompasses all of the information that's needed without complicated information, and we can do that for free. There's companies and individuals that are charged upwards of $400, $500, $600, $700, and it may not even represent you. So we sit down with clients one-on-one, and we will assist in writing that resume. Among other things, we work with people that are looking for help identifying a career path, looking for help changing careers. What do I do and how do I figure that out? It is really intimidating also. So we have staff that can do that. We utilize a variety of individualized assessments, and we'll help people to figure out what's next, or what is that right career path for them, either following college, following high school, or mid-career.
Mid-career, right.
Maybe they don't know they're ready to start this awesome new venture, and they need our help to figure out what that would look like.
Right. Okay, so how do people contact you? I know that they can actually call directly sometimes, right?
They can call me 248-233-4245. They can email employmenthelp@geshermi.org. They can visit our website, geshermi.org. Again, we have all sorts of information.
So many resources.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so important just to let the community know. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
It's
a
so
pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I know. It's really nice to meet you. Face to face meet you.
I know, right? It's not like, okay, he just hung up on me on the phone again. What is happening? Well, again, thank you for coming.
Yes,
and
thank you, Brooke.
Those resources are so important. We have been speaking to Jason Charnas. He is the Director of Business and Career Services at Gesher. Again, the date for that resume writing, right?
It is online job search and learning how to complete an online job application.
Okay, and that is happening November 29th.
Yes, we have lots of resume workshops coming up as well.
Okay, so you certainly want to check out their website. Again, thank you, Jason. Coming up after the break, we'll be joined by a senior advocate, and we will open the conversation up to you. For those of you who are maybe caregivers for an elderly family or even a friend, how do we make the holidays special for them? How do we care for their caregivers themselves? Those are always big questions. Again, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are live from Blue Hat Coffee and Gallery in Farmington. We'll be right back.
A fresh dash of fall really spices things up, elevating every moment amid the crimson, orange, and gold. Feel that rush of color, stopping only to savor every nuance and every note. Then kick it up a notch as the aromas of autumn fuel your inner fire. Add some spice to the season and let fresh bring the flavor in pure Michigan.
Keep it fresh at Michigan.org.
A message from Detroit to everybody. The adventurers, the explorers, the nomads, and the foodies, the art enthusiasts, and the music lovers. When you're ready to come, Detroit is ready to go. From shopping and museums to restaurants, parks, and more, Motown has way too much to do in just a single day. When the time is right, all this is waiting for you in Detroit. Begin planning your next trip at visitdetroit.com.
I am so excited. I am at one of our sponsors, Great Harvest Bread Company in Okemos, and it is Thanksgiving week, and guess what? Turkey bread has arrived. You want to get your orders in. They are open until 4 o'clock on Wednesday, and how cool are these? What a cool centerpiece. The kids will love them, and plus, they're super tasty. Get those orders in. I love that turkey bread. It is so good. Welcome back. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, right now we are with Brittany Denam, Director of Community Relations and Marketing for Visiting Angels, because one of the things here at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen is so special, and this was actually one of the segments that people were most excited about, because it's called Halfway to 100. And it wasn't just about aging gracefully, because, you know, we all want to learn how to do that, but it was also about caring for the elderly people in our lives, whether it be a grandparent, a family member, or maybe even just a friend that you know from church. I mean, there are so many questions around caring for the elderly, so many issues that come up that people have a hard time finding resources for. So that is kind of the deal with this segment, especially today. Brittany, thank you so much for joining us. Of course,
absolutely.
So Visiting Angels, tell me what that is.
Yeah, so we are a non-medical private duty home care agency right here in Farmington Hills. We also have a location in Ann Arbor. So we're providing anything from companion care all the way to 24/7 hands-on care. We can cook hot meals, do transportation, do grocery shopping. We can also do that hands-on care that some family members aren't really comfortable with. You know, help with showering, help with changing, anything towards end of life. We're there for caregivers and families.
So you are not medical, and you had mentioned that when we spoke on the phone.
Yes.
But that's an important thing to know. But it's because there are resources out there again, right? I go with the resources word. But the companionship that you mentioned, tell me a little bit about that, because that is an important element.
Yes. So as I was thinking about our segment today and kind of thinking through the holidays coming up and what that brings for families and caregivers. Caregivers are kind of far, and sometimes, so being able to lend a helping hand for a caregiver that might be far. So cooking a hot meal and just having it with them, doing activities with them, and kind of what that looks like. And it doesn't always have to be that hands-on care, but some people and a lot of older adults get depressed and they're lonely, and so we just have a caregiver go in for a couple hours and play Uno or Trouble or whatever that senior needs, and so we want to be there for them and the caregivers.
So as far as the caregivers, how do you support them?
Yeah, so there are a lot of other community resources as well. So I want to make sure, because we're talking about resources, that I mention that. There's a lot of caregiver support groups and things that people need to tap into to kind of give themselves a break, to give themselves that breathing room. But how we can support them is we give them a break, right? We come in, go to your doctor's appointment. Go get your hair done.
Go to a movie.
Go to a movie. Like, you go to your movie and watch your movie, and we'll take whoever our client is and go watch a movie with them.
That's awesome.
Like, we'll take them. So really giving the caregivers a break, because it's so necessary and they get burned out. They just do.
So what is one thing that you hear most from caregivers that they're struggling with?
Burnout.
Burnout?
Definitely burnout. They're there 24/7 around the clock. They never get a break. And that's hard. It would be hard for me. I'm a mom. I'm 24/7. It's hard for me sometimes. So I can imagine caring for someone who is a whole person. They're a whole person in a bed, in a chair. So it's hard.
Well, and that brings up a good point too, because there are people who have kids and then have elderly parents, and they're kind of juggling it all, and it seems impossible sometimes. But it's okay to ask for help.
Definitely, definitely. And that's where we can come in, or there are a host of other resources that can come in to help relieve that burden.
Okay, so you know that we have a live audience here, and we did ask them some questions. So the actual question that we did ask audience members was, what is your biggest concern when it comes to caring for the elderly in your life? This person answered time. The amount of time left with those loved ones, very uncertain.
Yeah. And with that question, I would like to say that we never know when it's going to be our time. From the discussion you guys had earlier, we never know when it's going to be our time. So live every day as if it's your last. For me, for you, with your loved ones, with your kids, with your family, whoever it is, live like it's your last day with them. That's what I would have to say about that. I think that's a very broad question, and you know, I've worked with hospice patients in the past, and hospice will never give that, oh, it's going to be 24 hours. It's not up to us. So live every day like it's your last.
Okay, and this other one, distance, caring for parents that live far away from you.
Yeah.
So that is tough. Maybe if they're even in another country, another state, maybe not even that far, but it's tough with everything else going on. So how do people deal with that?
I'm really impressed with how far technology's come since the COVID era and all of that. So Zoom, let us come in. Like, I was thinking about this. I was like, let us come in, cook a hot meal for your loved one, sit down and eat with them, set up the Zoom call.
Oh, love that.
And then we'll go and you'll have the whole rest of your day on Zoom with your family.
Right.
You know, so I really was like, okay, I gotta talk about that because you can do it. Use the resources, use the technology that we have now. It's so important.
Right, and you know, a lot of people will say, oh, well, my grandfather doesn't know how to use Zoom, but if you guys are there.
We're there.
Right?
Yeah.
That is an awesome idea. Okay, so here's another answer or another question. Worried about doing the right thing for both the elderly and yourself. We were just talking about this. Elderly care can be challenging, so the caregiver needs to consider themselves as well.
Absolutely. So those caregiver support groups that I was talking about are so important. They have like art therapy, Zoom calls, and all. There's so many resources. So please reach out if you need a resource.
Okay, so how do people find those resources? I mean, they can connect with you and you can point them in the right direction?
Yeah. I mean, we don't, as visiting angels, we don't have every resource ever, right? But I love to be that advocate for those other resources. If people are calling me or if I'm chatting with people, let me tell you about the Henry Ford caregiver support groups. They're amazing, and I'll talk about them for hours. So yes.
Okay, and then this one, and I know this personally from when my grandparents were sick, the cost of care.
Yeah.
Right, people are juggling and trying to understand, well, how do I pay for this? What about insurance? Why is this not covered? What am I doing? And the second part is meaningful and ongoing and engaging activities to keep mind and body with purpose.
Okay, so that's a two-part question. Let me do the first one.
Okay.
So the first one is, I cannot stress enough, plan ahead. Plan ahead. Plan ahead, plan ahead.
What does that mean?
What that means is meet with your financial advisors, meet with your financial planners, make sure you have long-term care insurance set up. I feel like people don't think about it, and it is so important. Insurance, medical insurance like Blue Cross Blue Shield, Medicaid does not cover our services. There are other payer sources that will, one being long-term care insurance. Okay. So I can't stress that enough to really plan ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the second part was the wellness and activities.
Yep.
Senior centers.
Oh.
Senior centers are amazing. They're like the hub of the resources for seniors. And I feel like people forget about them, but you really should use them as a resource.
Because they get to be social, right?
They get to be social, and if you're like, okay, if you go to the senior center and you're like, okay, I really need some help in the home, they're gonna have that resource. My flyers, you'll find one.
Okay.
At the senior center. So yeah, and then of course us, like we can come in and we can help with those, with that wellness and well-being, and we try to give our caregivers a lot of resources, you know, ideas to do with the seniors or with their clients. So.
And you know, how fun for the senior or the elderly person to be out of their home and interacting with other people.
Yeah.
Right? Making friends. It's never too late to make friends.
No, yes, of course. I love saying, I'm out making friends today.
Right?
And all of my coworkers laugh at me. I'm like, I'm just making friends.
That's all we're doing. We're new friends.
Yeah, we're new friends.
We're wearing blue. Okay, so this other question, or they have everything, to make sure that they have everything and everyone they need to live the rest of their lives as they deserve.
Yes, so again, advocating for your loved ones and finding the resources. So I know that's easier said than done, because finding resources isn't always easy, but call me, go to the local senior center. There are people that want to help, and so that would be how you get that.
You know, and I think it's also maybe important to say that the life they deserve. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
They've lived so long and helped so many people, and they deserve the same respect and gratitude. But sometimes people get so caught up in just trying to take care of them.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where those resources come in handy.
Yeah, and I feel like really remembering, I really try to educate people on remembering quality over quantity sometimes. I know it's hard to like see your loved one slip, or you're knowing it's coming towards the end, but what does their quality of life look like? And how can we help them have the best quality that they possibly can all the way to the end?
Okay, so this one, those tough conversations. And I'm kind of talking about taking the car keys away.
Yeah.
Moving into an assisted living facility.
Yeah.
Those are tough conversations. Resources on those and when to have those, or I mean, honestly, those are tough.
They're really tough. I think meeting people where they're at is super important. So, you know, if mom or dad or grandma and grandpa is starting to slip a little bit, a little white lie isn't always a bad thing. I'll just say,
like
you
the
know,
car has a flat tire, you can't drive.
Yeah, you know, your granddaughter, you know, she really has to borrow your car right now. Like she's got to borrow it.
Okay.
I mean, just have it sit at my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just something to kind of help, because I hate seeing those situations where people end up having to be reported, because you can report people, and so that's another thing to consider is. It's an anonymous report, but you can report, which sometimes that's really hard, but that's what it comes down to, so, yeah.
Where can people, I know you mentioned you're in Farmington, right?
Yeah.
In Ann Arbor.
Yes.
Visiting Angels, but
Yes.
you go everywhere,
We
right?
go everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so Visiting Angels is nationally known, locally owned. Okay. So we are a franchise. So our owners own Oakland, Wayne, and then Washtenaw, so the Ann Arbor location and the Farmington Hills location. But I have people reach out to me, like different senior resources, and say, hey, do you guys service this area? And I'm like, well, I don't, but I'll screenshot a picture and say, call this office, they do. Okay. So if you're not sure where if you need care and you're not sure where to go, give me a call, check out our website, and we'll be able to help.
Okay, so 2 more questions. Give me your phone number and your website.
So my cell phone number is 248-914-9737. And if you have a question about other resources and not just home care, I'm more than happy to help and share the knowledge that I know, because I know people need it. And then also visitingangels.com. So that's just the National Visiting Angels website. And then you can put in a zip code right in there, and then it'll tell you what the closest location is. So yeah.
Okay, what's the turnaround time from the time somebody contacts you and wants to set up a plan, or, I mean, how does that work pretty quick?
Yeah, so kind of based on the conversation that you just had, is it all depends on caregivers. In the workforce. Do we have caregivers lined up and ready to go? So some locations do, and we can start people next day. Other locations, it might be a month turnaround time, and it also depends on how many hours of care you need. If it's a 24/7 case, we might need a little bit more time to get those caregivers put into place. But if it's a 3-hour once a week, we might be able to start this week. So it just kind of depends. So give our office a call and or give me a call, and I'll point you in the right direction.
Okay, thank you. And we have been speaking to Brittany Denam, Director of Community Relations and Marketing for Visiting Angels. Brittany, thank you so much. A pleasure to meet you again.
Yes.
Somebody who I contacted last week, and here she is. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
And coming up, I'll look ahead at next week's show, plus some very special thank yous, of course, from the bottom of my heart. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We'll be right back. Well, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Of course, we are so proud that Alloy Personal Training Rochester is our presenting sponsor. Their motto, Stronger Together, speaks for itself. Trent is the Director of Training and will design the best training plan that fits perfectly with your personal goal, whether it's to get stronger, become more flexible, or to lose weight. At Alloy Personal Training Rochester, they will not only help you achieve your fitness goals, but even that middle school student or high schooler in your life. The Alloy Rochester Club, they are located in the City Life Plaza on the southeast corner of Tinkin and Rochester Road. You can find all the information you need at alloypersonaltraining.com, and of course type in Rochester, Michigan. And you know, I really need to thank Michigan TV, of course, that is how you're watching it. Dave Scott, his team here, Rich there, Jared back at the control room, so thank you so much. And to watch free, you just want to add the app to your smartphone or smart TV. You can also find the My Michigan TV at the App Store, so be sure to do that. It is so cool, all Michigan stuff, and of course, we love that. And of course, it is time to say thank you. I need to thank my executive producer, Christina McDaniel, of course. She is the one who is behind the scenes, doing the contracts, keeping me on track, all these papers you see, that is all Christina. So as always, Christina, thank you. I appreciate you jumping on the bandwagon with Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Of course, all of my family and friends, Doug and Allie Cohen from Frameable Faces, I need to mention them. I was actually in their studio about 9 weeks ago, and Doug was showing me his website, and I said, oh, you know what? That looks good. I think I'll try it. And here we are. And of course, I need to say thank you to Philip Jewell. Of course, he has been our host doing pop-ups these past 2 Mondays. Next week, it is super exciting because it is their grand opening. So please come check it out here. It is so incredibly beautiful. And you will get a coffee this size, I promise. No, just kidding. So thank you so much, Philip. We appreciate you. And of course, we want to give another big caffeinated thanks to our businesses who have allowed us to stream on their Facebook pages today. Our presenting sponsor, Alloy Personal Training Rochester. Also, Artisan Bath and Skincare, my own Facebook page. You can find that at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Of course, Lindsay from Dolcetto Cheese and Specialty Goods, My Michigan TV, Skinny Teas, and of course, another one of our sponsors, Time Warp Vintage LLC, plus Visiting Angels. Thank you so much for allowing us to stream on your Facebook page today. And of course, you can watch the stream back on any of those pages anytime. So if you can't sleep, you need a resource, make sure you check them out. And of course, to keep the conversation going all of the time, give us a follow on Facebook. You can find that at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Also on Instagram, that is Brooke Allen Official. And again, I can't say how excited I am about this. You can find us on Apple and Spotify. Please leave a review. I have no shame in asking for those. Please, if you like what you're seeing and are enjoying the show, please reach out, let us know. And of course, follow, like, share with your friends, leave your comments. Any engagement helps us put out as many new shows as possible. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, coming up next week, we will help you vet nonprofits, plus where to give your time and money ahead of Giving Tuesday. Also, we will be joined by a mom to talk about the unique challenges and joys of adoption, plus the lessons she has learned along the way. And of course, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Be safe out there this week. Have fun, cherish those memories, and keep the coffee hot. And of course, join us next week right here at Blue Hat Coffee in downtown Farmington at 10 a.m. Thank you so much.